Bounce. Yeah. We can make a toast. Don't you do the most. I've been waiting all day just to see you play. When the time is right, we can vibe all night. She's so fine, okay, like in every way.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nicole Scott,
And I'm Jason Scott.
and we are your hosts of Scott's Land Love Podcast. So, we first want to say thank you for tuning in to our first episode. We appreciate the love, and we hope that you enjoyed our history and where we all started.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you for, following, liking, and sharing and commenting. And make sure you comment because that's the thing, to kind of help us get interactive with these podcasts is we like comments. So share some comments and feedback on the podcast through YouTube and Instagram. So,
okay, so because we've been together so long, and of course, we can't tell everything about us in one episode. We wanted this to be like a continuation of our first episode and really giving a little background about our perspective in a relationship, um, meaning, what my point of view is, what his point of view is on certain things, and really like what, um, I guess, who is the culprit in certain things
yeah,
when it comes to the relationship.
right.
And so we wanted to do like a couples quiz and kind of give you guys a little bit more about us. So I have a couple questions, and I guess we can decide, agree or disagree, I guess, on who's the culprit in all of these
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah. And the fans or the followers out there, make sure you make some suggestions if you want
Okay. Suggestions like what?
on who you think may be the culprit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we would know, right? We in a
No,
relationship.
if they make the comment, they may know. Some people know us, so
Okay. All right. So, who is more stubborn, me or you?
um, I believe I'm more stubborn. I think I'm the one that really, takes up that mantle because I've been stubborn all my life, and I think I don't think it's never going to change. But she can be stubborn, but I believe I'm more stubborn.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jason is more stubborn than I am.
Yeah,
I mean, I can, give it to you just like you give it to me, but I would never want to go around. First of all, we're never going to walk around being upset with each other and
yeah.
not speaking in the same household. That's not going to
I
happen.
got I got a funny story about being stubborn, and it don't really have nothing. Well, it got something to do with us. Back when we was young, we went to the prom, and my senior year, I got a shirt, made from my aunt. She made a shirt for me, and I was all ready, and I was like, oh, she gonna make this fly shirt for me, and I'm gonna have a suit and
It's going to
everything.
match my dress.
Right, it's supposed to match her dress, and she got the shirt to me, and it was just all off, like the alignment of the shirt, the buttons was flying off and everything.
Oh,
And that was my
gosh.
senior prom, and I had to usually go up to the girls' dorm or cottage area and go pick them up. But I was so stubborn, I didn't want to go anywhere. I ripped the shirt off like Hulk Hogan and laid in my bed and said, I'm not even going to prom.
And he's right. He never came up to
I
get me.
never came to go. I
I
was
had
so
to end
upset.
up going down there.
And if you see some of the pictures of our old prom back then, you'll see my face is like you're red, my eyes was red, I was crying. It was like my mom saved the day though. She went to the mall that day and got me a nice shirt that matched right with my suit
Mm-hmm.
and Nicole's dress. So it was that's one of the stubborn stories that I had.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
so
really.
that's probably
But I can understand, like, it's your senior prom, and you think you gonna be fly, and boom,
yeah. I was so
your
upset.
shirt is like, what they was saying, comparing it to.
It was like the
Um,
Theo episode
yes,
on
Theo,
Cosby.
the
Yeah.
Huxtables.
Sorry, Aunt Sis, but yeah, you messed that
Oh.
shit up. I will still get you for that.
Hopefully, Rafia or
I was upset.
Naima don't tell her.
Yeah, hope not.
All right, so
Next.
who says sorry first? Or not even say sorry first. Like, who's the one that is like, will be quick? Like, which of us do you think will kind of bring everything back to reality?
I think that's more of me too because I can't. I'm not the type of person that keep stuff so long. Like you could get upset with me, and I'll be, next second I'll be like,
Well, then that's why I disagree, because you will act like nothing ever happened.
Right.
That's the
That's
whole
what I'm saying.
But you have to talk. Some things you just can't let it go.
So
you have to discuss it.
But when I let it go, it's kind of like that's a sorry. That's a form of sorry because it's like I don't even remember what happened. So it's like that's a form of saying sorry.
But sometimes it's not a form of saying sorry, and it's even not even being sorry. Like, I apologize if this, or I apologize if that. Only because sometimes you really need to talk about, because we have to be sensitive to one another and our feelings. So if it's something that I think was pretty much is not something, if the issue at hand was something where it was just like, all right, you left a dish in the sink, fine, whatever, I'm annoyed, but I'll get over that. Versus something where my feelings is really hurt and I really don't appreciate that, and I feel like the next time we need to prevent this from happening, type of thing, is when you need to really talk about it. But I think those are the moments where you will act like anything never happened. It'll just be like, oh, blah,
Right.
blah. And I'm like, well, wait, we didn't talk about, X, Y, and Z. So,
right. So it's really not saying sorry. It's just a situation that I may not, I look past the situation.
Correct.
Where maybe
I
should be communicating about it, but it's not. That's not a situation where I should say sorry. It's just basically we should be communicating about it. As far as saying sorry, I don't think I think I'm the one to say sorry because I don't normally say sorry. I think I think you probably.
Oh, it takes a lot for you to say sorry.
Right, because I don't I'm like a person. I'm like tough skinned, so it's like nothing really, it's bad. Yeah. Not really as bad. Okay. That bad, I guess. So.
All right. So who is more organized?
That would be me. I mean, obviously.
You know what? You're giving yourself all of the.
No, I mean, I'm gonna explain why I think.
Okay,
me.
explain.
I mean, everybody know I went to a military high school. All right. I went to a military college.
I went to a military high school too.
All right. Now I went to a military college. I mean, high school for 11 years. I went to a military college, which ramped it up a little bit for 2 years. And I also came from a military family. My dad, military for many years, and my master sergeant. So it's like that structure been in my life, my whole life. So it's like, I think, I'm very organized around the house, and then my kids would even tell me that I'm very organized and stuff. And I do the same thing, in my day-to-day life.
You really organized around the house?
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about, it's
he's
different,
not.
But
he's not organized around the house.
But
I will say, Jason, no. I will say that you are, like, I don't have to clean up after him. He's neat. But
that's organized.
No, but you ain't organized around the house. You organized in this one little space that you have in the room.
That's a difference.
He's not the most organized. I would say he's organized with the finances, like certain things.
Yeah.
Right? But other than that, I feel that I'm the more organized one, only because I have multiple things to keep organized.
So it's a loaded question. Listeners, what you think? What you think? I mean, comment below, the post. What do you think? Who do you think is more organized? Like you said.
I wish you guys can see our closets right now. Like,
hey,
that would tell a lot about who's more organized and have things color.
Let's be real. She just fixed up her closet.
That's
like, I'm not the type to be organized every second. Like, come on, like she just fixed up her closet.
I didn't just fix up my closet. Is always fixed up.
She looked at my closet one time and like, oh, that's amazing. And then she want to go over and do her thing.
Jason, why you lying? He is such a liar.
That's all facts.
That is not true. First of all, I tell you what you need to do in the closet. I'll be like,
All
This
facts.
you should roll up some of your clothes. He got stuff in there he don't even wear. It's just so disorganized right now. But anyway, but he wants to think that I think that it's a split. I think I'm more organized when it comes to things. I really like things to be clean and neat.
I do too.
And I tell my family if I didn't live here with them, with the exception of Najee, because she's like my little mini me, they would just be having things everywhere.
I mean,
because they're not
to be
as
real,
organized around
if
here.
I never was married and never had, but living by myself, I would have a really really immaculate, space. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's for anybody that's well, if you clean and neat,
Because I mean,
they live by
when you got
themselves.
kids involved, they don't really think about different little things, going around, laying around the house, so that can really
Yeah.
get crazy. And I mean, I won't necessarily say I'm lazy, but it's like you get tired of doing all that stuff every single second. So
Yeah, that's another question. Who's more lazy? Yeah, who's the laziest? That would be you. That's
I mean,
a spinoff
I
to
don't
more organized.
I don't call myself lazy. It's the fact that I have a wife that really is good at that type of stuff, and she likes to straighten up different things and clean and different things. I mean, not that she needs to do it all the time, but it's like she's good at it. I'm good at it too.
But that doesn't mean that a man can be domestic. I mean,
I'm good at it.
If you're talking about roles in a relationship or a marriage or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that the man can't cook, the man can't clean.
Yeah.
Just because the woman, and that's why I said, if I didn't live here, he said it, just like because I'll clean up and I do things. That's why he kind of let things. But Jason do things on his own time.
I do things on my own time, and I can really clean
on his own time. Or if we having guests or something like that, then he want to.
I don't really like to be. I'm not the type of person that like to be told to do anything. I like to just do it when I want to do it, and get it done the way I want to get it done. Like even like my wife said me say take out the trash, or even wash down the floor or something like that. I don't want mop the floor, wash down the floor.
Like it's a car.
I mean, you can wash down the baseboards and all that, but it's like if you get at that chore to my son or something, they don't do it the right way. You know what I mean? So it's like, why give it to them anyway? So you are gonna have to go right. So you are gonna have to go over them anyway and do it. So it's like hard. Like you say, mow the lawn. You mess up the whole lawn. Like, come on, you don't know how to mow the lawn right. So you're gonna have to do it over again. So it's like. But I like to do these things on my own time. So it's like, that's why she don't like it, because I may take months to get the job done. It's like, we need it done now.
Okay. Who cooks better?
Well, I don't cook. So that's all on her. You just have
to say me.
I can do grilled cheese. I can do I can do my hot dogs, veggie dogs at that. Those things. Peanut butter and jelly.
That's not cooking. That's not cooking.
But
I asked him, but he said I never said to him I wanted him to learn how to cook. We've been married for 12 years, 13 years, or 12 years, and I have said...
You have said, but the thing is, I said, get me in the kitchen with you, and I can go through some different recipes with you.
Anytime I'm getting you in
but
the
she
kitchen
don't want to. She don't want to
okay.
get me in the kitchen. She just be like, nah, get out. I want to do my thing.
No, because
like, I
don't have time. Like some of the times, I don't have time. I mean, my idea of getting him in the kitchen for a cooking experience.
Give me. You want to get me in the kitchen?
It will happen, but I mean, the kids like they all be wanting to help do something, and they do, but it's just not the ideal time. But I feel like Jason could have done other things independently to figure out how to cook, and he just does not. He doesn't even try. Like you could call your mom and be like, "Mom, what I put the salmon on, or what I, if I'm not here, or what."
Pause. But at some point in our relationship, I did try. Because I used to call people and ask them about certain things to do. I did try at a certain point, but it wasn't consistent. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It wasn't consistent. And I just don't enjoy it. It just seemed like almost like working out. Although, I enjoy working out, but it's like working out. So,
yeah. Okay. Who is better at buying gifts? I think it's you.
I think it's me as well.
Yeah.
I like buying gifts.
I like receiving
of course,
gifts.
Of course, course, when I got the funds to buy gifts, but I like buying gifts, and I like surprising when I can.
He really will give me like things that I have on my little list. I might like throw a hint out there and
Yeah.
he'll complain. Oh, where do you think I got this? That money don't grow on trees. That's me listening, and then I'll get the gift a couple.
I think I remember
later.
one of my gifts I surprised her with. It was on Valentine's Day.
What?
Of course I don't cook, so I wanted to get her. I want somebody to make a meal for her. So
the chef.
So I got a chef, a personal chef, come in and cook for the whole family. But it's really for her. Because Valentine's Day had flowers and everything, had the menu and everything laid out, and we had the woman come over and cook for us. On Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was really nice. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, so he's right. That was a nice
she wasn't
gift.
expecting that, so that was kind of cool. Although the chef kind of did some bloopers during that time, but it was funny. It was funny. She was so nervous, and she took a couple falls.
She tripped outside, y'all. But
it was,
the food was pretty good, and I was appreciative of that. And I think Jason does a lot of he is better at buying gifts. I always say I'm gonna do better, but I'll get things for him. It's more like big items, like things that he might mention and not expect from me. At certain times, when I
I'm still waiting on that pinky ring, but I surprised her with her ring, her upgraded ring. I'm not even wearing my ring right now, but I upgraded her on her ring. I surprised her with that when my son's about to go back to school, but that was a special thing she wasn't expecting. Yeah, we got that on film too, so.
We do?
Yeah, remember? I got that on film somewhere.
Okay. All right. Who is more social?
Probably me again. I mean, but you know what? I really think Nicole is the one that's more sociable, but somehow she don't come out that shell. That's why I we started this podcast, because I think this will help her kind of come out her shell and be more sociable. But I don't think I'm that one. I think it's her, but it's me because she's not coming out.
Well, I think Jason is more personable. Like,
you said sociable.
I mean, social, yeah, but I mean, you're like a more personable. Like, people pretty much you will open up and be, friendly.
Yeah, because
and things of that nature.
I feel as though it's disrespect. If I'm around somebody and I'm just all quiet and stuff, I just feel like it's disrespecting that person. Like, you gotta talk to.
I don't think it's disrespect, because if I don't want to talk, I don't have to talk.
Yeah, but what you there for?
What you talking about? What kind of setting are we?
If you like in a social setting.
If I'm in a social setting and people talk to me, now it's different. Okay, if we in a social setting and we having something, our friends and family are here, I do talk. But if I go to a room and I'm in a room with people that I don't really know, I may not talk as much. And
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the time when you got to get to know somebody.
Yeah, but that's not my personality, and I think that. I don't really, the horoscope thing, we say, okay, because I'm a Virgo, we're more introverts. Right. But it's like you said, I'm more sociable to a certain extent. I think when it comes to certain things, I will be a little more talkative or whatever. But I just think that sometimes you just can't judge a book by its cover. Just because I'm not talking, or it doesn't mean that I'm mean or I don't want to socialize. That's just my personality. I'm just
it also depends
a more
on
reserved person.
It also depends on the conversation and what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because certain things I could talk for days, like sports, of course, I could talk for days.
He could talk about himself for days too.
I don't know about that.
Jason, you talk about yourself all the time.
What do you mean?
Sports, yes. Sports? Anything that he can gloat about. Scotland days or him.
Well, when I get with Scotland people,
he talks about himself a lot.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's true. Ask your kids.
I don't think that's true. Like, if I get with certain people,
all right,
we gonna talk about things. Like, what are you talking about? I don't gloat. I've never been that person. Never been that person. You can ask people that know me closely. I've never been that person to gloat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all been around me for years and years. I mean, it's probably a different perspective coming from y'all.
Yeah.
But people that know me, I mean, I don't gloat at all. Trust me.
Okay. Who takes the longest to get ready?
Of course. I mean, all women, all women,
See, here you go with your little comment
you
about all
know,
women.
all
No,
women
no,
takes long to get ready.
no,
I
they don't.
mean, if anybody out there know a woman that don't take long to get ready, let me know. Cause all women take. I mean, you gotta put on this, you gotta put on that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and then you gotta go back. I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, men is just put it on and get out of here. You know what I mean? My dad said a long time ago, put some crap on the plate, and just eat. He said a long time ago, man. Just put some crap on the plate and let's eat it. And that's how men is. Just get it, and go.
Oh gosh.
I'm just
Okay.
saying it like it is. Say it like it is.
Anyway,
Be real with it.
all right. Who spends more money?
I will say you. Yeah, I would say
Why you
Nicole.
take a long pause about it though?
I don't know how to take a long pause, but yeah, women. Oh, there you go. Women spends
You
more
are just
money
so
in relationship. Mostly women spends more
That
money.
is not true.
Because men don't need.
I know
too
a
much.
couple. No, I know a couple relationships. So I know a couple relationships where the male is, it's equal. Like the male and the female spends at least the same amount, or if not more.
Yeah.
So you can't always say that it's the female women we typically spend and blah blah blah, because it's not true. It can vary depending on the relationship or the people, or
That's true. I mean, it definitely can vary depending on who's the person. But for me personally, I don't need all this type of stuff. And like I said, no designer stuff. I don't need all the designer stuff.
Well,
And
it's not even about designer, but I think that you should treat yourself a little more. Like I always say, you should just treat yourself sometimes.
and I also I like to wear suits and dress up more. So yeah, I could go out and get more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I prefer to be dressed up rather than dressed down. But
And I love you when you have your suits and stuff on. You be so sexy. I be like, oh.
I do.
Yep.
I love you too.
Yeah. Better. Well, I tell him this all the time. I be like, you look so good.
Yeah.
But that which actually was going to be the next question of who has the better style.
Yeah, I think it's equal. I mean, like I said, I think it's equal style.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I
great.
side eye him sometimes. Like,
She's great.
You gonna wear them jeans with it?
She's-
I do. I'm like, and then his kids be saying the same thing.
I got a story. I got a story.
What?
I mean, it's hard for me to remember stuff, but sometimes stuff pop in when we talking about certain things. But we was going to a party at my mom's house, and we before we went, we got dressed, of course, in our house. And my wife was like, I don't know if that go together with that. I don't know if that go together with that. It was like I had a sweatshirt on with some jeans, some shoes, whatever. And then I got to the party.
You just want
I got to the party. So my mom friend, was at that party, and she was just saying like that outfit is just immaculate from the toe to the head. I was just like, what? And I was thinking the back of my head like my wife was saying.
No, he said, oh, my wife. He kind of called me out, and she said, oh, I like you from your head to your toe. I'm like. Okay, and then all the other women was there. They was chiming in like, yeah, let's get together. Nice. And I was just like, whatever. So he thought ever since then that
style,
he should put those shoes with those jeans. But I knew what I was talking about.
Whatever.
I got side eye Jason sometimes. Like, you really gonna wear that together?
They be feeling
but
it.
Everybody, he got his own thing and what he like to do. I got my own thing, what I like to do. But I feel that I kind of give him more tips than he needs to give me when it comes to style.
She give me tips, but sometimes I don't listen. I like to do my own thing. I like to do my own thing, and then whatever comes about, it comes about.
Mm-hmm. So who is more creative?
I think I'm more creative. I mean, obviously, I design. I started my own kind of design business back in the day, but I stopped doing it. But I kind of self-made, self-taught design. So I've done that, and also with the business class, doing all those designs as well. So I think I'm more creative when it comes,
I think
comes
you
to
are.
that side.
I wish I had. I always say I wish I was creative, but I'm not. Like I feel like I could put things together and make it look
But I
nice
can
and
say,
presentable, and like in my mind have a visual of what I like, but I don't think that I have creative ideas.
yeah, like an interior designer type of thing, you probably could do stuff like that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think I got my creative though from my dad. My dad was really good at drawing like houses and stuff like that. When he did different work sites, he used to draw houses, and I think I got some of my traits from him. You know, doing that. And then Jameer, he can draw a little bit too. He just need to be more creative with it. So
He just need to invest more time in it.
right.
But he's a really good artist.
Right, and then my girls as well. They like to draw every now and
Jay,
again. So
yeah.
I think they get that from me, and I got it from my dad.
So who do you think is the funniest between the two of us?
So probably me again. I mean, and not so much because I want to be funny. It's just like I got dry humor.
He's not funny. I'm the funniest one.
I mean, if you ask our family, they will say me, but my dry humor really.
He's funny because he do things that make us laugh.
Right, dry humor.
Like what? Like like he'll say something or like necking. Like the kids be messing with him because he pronounces words a certain way or
yeah.
So they laugh and stuff like that. We
I'm
tease
not
them
as
about
I'm not
stuff
as well
like that.
educated as them. So.
Oh gosh. I'm not all that well educated. I mean, I'm educated, but I don't feel like I'm just like the smartest thing in the world. But he thinks that I'm the smarter one between the two of us.
Very smart. To me, I think she's. I mean, even when we first met back in the day, I mean, I wanted to kind of feed off some of her knowledge that she had to how to help me in my schoolwork. In high school, she used to sit behind me, and I used to help her in math class, but also she used to help me with my English work as well. So
yeah, English is my favorite subject.
Yeah, and math is my favorite subject, obviously.
Okay, so I think that's like the questions that we have for today. We don't want to bore you any longer about ourselves, right? But
I think that was good. I mean, good episode. You can take these questions back and, like I said, make some comments if you think you know us well enough that you can have your choice of what you think. Just make a comment below the post on Instagram or YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this episode will be airing on all your social media platforms. And like we said in our last episode, our visuals will be on YouTube, so you can catch all that information there. So thanks again for tuning in. This is the podcast Scott Slaying Love. This is your host, Jason Scott.
I'm Nicole Scott, and we out. Peace.
Deuces.
Every way, yeah, like in every way, yeah, I've been waiting all day. What do I know? What do I know? All I know is we can vibe though. If you wanna, if you wanna, what if you wanna, what if you wanna? Yeah.